It's Car Con Carne. Let's eat in the car. It's Car Con Carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Alstyne.
This right here is Car Con Carne. Car Con Carne is a Q101 podcast. I'm James Van Alstyne. Car Con Carne is sponsored by Easy Automation. Easy-automation.net. It's time. Transform your entire living space top to bottom with cutting-edge home automation. That means seamless control over everything you do and experience. Lighting, climate, audio, video, security, everything. Embrace the future of smart living. It's your home, your rules. Get a quote by visiting easy-automation.net or give my guy Dan a call. He will give you a hassle-free quote at 630-730-3728, or since we are by Cumberland and Lawrence, 630-730-3728. Tag Publicity is a music and event publicity company that is freshly distinctive. Tag Publicity is a full-service entertainment PR, talent development, branding, digital marketing, social media management, project management, distribution, content creation, booking, and PR company headed by Evan J. Thomas. He's a good dude, and you can reach out to him anytime if you have PR needs. If you're a musician, artist, creator, reach out to Evan J. Thomas, PR at gmail.com. You can also follow Tag Publicity on Facebook, Instagram, or the TikTok. Finally, quick programming note. Car Con Carne live on stage, free event, Thursday, May 15th at Legit Dogs and Ice in South Elgin, 322 South Randall Road. We'll have live music and interviews from Derision Cult, Aaron Williams and Karen Shook, comedy from Chris Bongat, and craft brewer Carson Souza from Obscurity Brewing will be joining us. So we are here. Where is here? We are by Cumberland and Lawrence. We're in front of Goat Village. It is a newish live music,
right, yeah.
live music room here in the Norwich area. I'm sitting here with easy for me to say, Afrofuturistics.
Exactly.
Yep.
I'm sitting here with Afrofuturistics. Keith Wakefield is to my right. If you're watching, even if you're listening, that is also true.
Hello.
You are the music director.
Sure.
Tenor. Sure you are. And tenor sax. Behind him, we have Eric Oldman.
Hello.
Lovely to see you both.
Yep.
You are both playing this event that's happening. It's too late if you're watching or listening, but it's Goat Stock at Goat Village. It's like a day and evening full of indie Chicago bands, which is cool. Afrofuturistics is on the bill. I guess let's start with Afrofuturistics 101. Who are Afrofuturistics? Tell us your origin story.
Okay.
You took a deep breath, like, okay, here we go.
well, it's complicated. Eric, should we say how it came out of Sons of Rock KW3?
Yeah.
Basically, you know, we Eric and I have been playing together for years in a lot of different iterations, and we've been playing. You know, some people know us from a band called Sons of Ra. It's a band that mixes jazz with prog and
Metal.
Yeah, metal, whatever. Comes up with some interesting. Comes up with some interesting stuff. But we've been doing other little side projects, and we met some other guys. I should first say that Eric and I are not the only ones in Afrofuturistics. We're just two of the founding members. But you know, we've got a few other guys in the band. One in particular who plays beats using an MPC.
You need to explain what that is.
Oh, MIDI Production Center.
There you go. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
For the folks at home.
Yes. There you go. So it, you know, we needed rhythm. He was able to bring the rhythm because our drummer from Sons of Ra was busy. So this just naturally brought more of a hip hop vibe to what we were doing. Initially we were doing this just kind of for fun, make quick money. Very quickly it turned into an artistic, we saw that, wow, this can actually go somewhere. This thing's got legs.
No one's doing what you guys are doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Eric, you want to add?
Yeah, so as Keith mentioned, him and I have like our own little galaxy of stuff going on in Chicago. Our main project is our band Sons of Ra. We started collaborating with people in the hip-hop community up on the north side. We were doing live band hip-hop collaborations with them, fusing our sort of rock and jazz backgrounds with being able to provide music for these guys. And then, that just became, between that, we have a jazz trio called KW3, which is the Keith Wakefield trio. And these other things, like other people who are kind of involved in our universe couldn't be a part of that. So with the guys from the hip-hop scene, the guy Carl, he's our beat maker, if you will, or plays the MPC system. He became kind of a crucial element for kind of getting this architected. And then the other side of it is Keith and I both kind of come from jazz backgrounds. He came up as a band kid, I came up as a metalhead, but I went to school to study jazz. But we always talked about the idea of wanting to do like a big band in some format, because nobody does that stuff anymore either, except for they're doing like throwbacks or tributes to like the big band swing era. Right. But we want to do something a little bit different, but we just never found the people for that. So through this group of people in the hip-hop community, we started finding other horn players that they could rap, but our trombone player, he's a rapper, but he also plays trombone. So like, oh, well, let's keep in touch and start working with him. And then through some of our other social circles, we were able to land a trumpet player. And then from just our work with Sons of Ra, we have a friend who's one of our collective members who's a soprano sax player. So we're like, all right, well, you have a horn section now. We have this kind of congeals around this idea of, mixing this the tradition of hip hop with sort of the beats, but then you kind of look at it in a continuum, I guess, in the sense of jazz music. The guys we work with who are rappers are mostly freestylists, so that connection of improvisation really is kind of a linchpin for that. So that's where really everything just kind of started falling into place. We started writing just some bass stuff and just doing some standards, but in the spirit of like Sun Ra, where there's this experimentation with it, and then also thinking in terms of like referencing Parliament Funkadelic. There's like a funk element of what we do, and this sort of collective ensemble format where people kind of come in and out and do things, and it's not necessarily strictly jazz, strictly hip-hop, or strictly this or that, but it's really a fusion, or this whole like multi-layered approach of jazz, hip-hop, and then hip-hop with rap at some point too. Rappers just kind of come up and start freestyling over what we're doing. So that was really kind of the impetus of it.
I got to tell you, one of the hardest things about doing a podcast is describing music. You can't play songs on a podcast, so you have to explain to people why they should care. You just explained the band beautifully.
Okay.
Like, I think someone listening is probably thinking, I want to see that.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it just the idea of these distinctly American sounds, hip-hop and jazz coming together live on a stage, I think is really appealing.
Absolutely. And the thing that that Eric said that I think is a huge thing is a lot of times people look at the differences and be like, well, this is music, or that's not music, or this or that. Like, we kind of see it all as music, and I definitely see a connection between jazz improvising and people spinning verses, because especially if they're making it up on the spot. Like, to me, it's just amazing.
All right, one thing I didn't mention, we have snacks if you want snacks. It's a basket of snacks.
That's okay.
You should get this sponsored. The Car Con Carne basket of snacks is sponsored by...
It's a lovely wicker pattern.
There's great snacks in there.
You don't want jerky or granola bar, Eric?
I think I might have a granola bar.
Maybe some cashews, get a little protein before you play today at Goat Stock.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
All right, next time. So what's the next step? Well, when did this all start to come together? When did this Chicago collective of horns, bass, and hip-hop beats come together?
About a year ago.
Yeah, about a year ago. This is relatively recent.
Yeah.
Okay, so things are you're speeding ahead out of the gate. Where do you take this from here? Are you going to get in a studio?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. We're planning on doing it this summer.
Full length.
Honestly, if you go back 9 months, like, our set was full of covers. We would do things like Miles Davis songs. Basically, we would use these as a basis for improvisation. So, we'd take like Miles Davis, Coltrane, Sun Ra, just things like that, and then kind of update the sound. But now, over time, we've introduced more and more originals to our set. So, like, what we're playing tonight is probably like 80% original and 20% covers. And I expect people are still going to enjoy it because
Oh, no doubt.
it's really about the
For all
beat.
the reasons we just talked about.
Absolutely, yeah.
So when you go into a studio, how do you, for a group that is based on improvisation and finding those magical sparks and connections in the live process, how do you determine what the definitive version of those songs is when you lay them down?
That's a really good question. We'll find out.
Yeah.
This is,
Whatever's popping the best.
Yeah.
You know? It's like,
yeah, we have.
But that's just kind of like
Yeah.
a guideline for the live performances too. Like,
Right.
yeah, that's the way it sounded in the studio, but we're going to take it wherever the fuck we want when we play live.
Yep,
Exactly.
absolutely. Yeah.
I love it, and I mean, we said it. No one else is doing this. I think what you're doing is really exciting, and I touched on this too, and I think it's true. These are distinctly American sounds. Like there's something really in our DNA, in what you're trying to put across here, our collective musical DNA,
Yeah,
which is awesome.
I believe so. Thank you.
All right, so Afrofuturistics, it's onward and upward. Where can people find out more about you?
Eric?
Afrofuturisticsmusic.com. And we're all over Instagram and Facebook. So
Go live clips and all the
correct.
things.
Yeah, and I would say, come check out a live show. I mean, they're fun. We do.
Yeah.
I think I guess I'm partial, but I think we make the show fun.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, James.